A brother. I want you. What you think about this? It was a brother at his house, minding his own business, sleep 3 o'clock in the morning. Two white guys said that they were doing some kind of TikTok prank and was trying to break in his house. They said it was a prank, but the brother ended up killing one of the white boys and shooting the other white boy. But now they holding that brother for murder, right? So what do you think on that? You think that he should? Because it was like a home invasion. The brother was defending his home. So like, but it like it
Hey,
goes either way. Go ahead.
look, they was pulling the prank, right?
Yeah.
The joke on them.
And
Because
so
in every state, when somebody is breaching your barriers without your consent
mm-hmm.
and without a warrant, and you defend your property, you supposed to walk.
Right. That's what I said. Why they sicking this brother with all these charges if they try to break in his house 3 o'clock in the morning? You wanted to plank 3 o'clock in the morning? Come on, man.
Look, the cover story is never the true story.
That's right.
The
Go ahead and
cover
tell me.
story is the sensationalism to villainize the people that you are hostile towards.
Go
The
ahead.
cover story is to steer mass opinion so that they gonna see if they can justify the dirt they finna try to do.
Right.
But if we don't fall for the cover story, then they normally rectify it by saying we was just playing. We ain't gonna
Right.
charge them money. Right. But if
Yeah.
we fall for the cover story, they can tell by the algorithm, by the response of the people. If they got
Yeah.
enough people agreeing with them, they
Yeah.
justify it in their dirt.
Right.
They can't do it if we don't agree.
That's right.
We got to have
That's
enough
part.
of us agree. We have to consent to
Right.
being done dirty and our people being done dirty. We have to continuously consent to their propaganda. That's why propaganda warfare is so powerful.
Right. Right. That's what I was saying about that. Everybody said about that prank. It's a prank. Nah, man. You try to break in a man's house 3 o'clock in the morning.
How do
Come
we
on,
know
man.
it's a prank? That's part of the prank.
That's
It
what
got
I
to be.
said.
He don't know it's a prank. Did they say he? Did he say he knew?
Nah. Nah, he didn't know it was a prank. He thinking
So
some
they
jokers trying to break in his
right.
house to
So they
rob him.
doing the listen. They doing the prank at 3 a.m. on the guy that they don't know. Let that sink in. So when you're talking about cover story, what's the guy? Do you know what the guy name is?
What's the guy name again? Baby? Rodney. No, not that's Rodney's the guy that ran over the guy. The other guy they got in Virginia, his name is the TikTok guys. What's their name? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you, Roy. Yeah, like we just got this happened like a couple days ago. Yeah, they charging this brother with felony murder, like the list of charges, and they broke in his house to try to get him at 3 o'clock in the morning. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
So if he do go to trial, this is where he's
Tyler.
supposed.
Tyler is his name. Tyler.
Ain't that something? Tyler, the creator.
Yeah.
So look,
Tyler Butler. That's his name. Tyler Butler.
so if you go to trial, they have what's called jury nullification, or they could come back with he was justified, and they might find him guilty of some lesser charges like carrying a unregistered firearm in the city limits or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But it depends on what their gun laws are, right? He can't be it can't be an accurate felony murder if somebody is breaching his house at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You got to have a right to defend yourself and your family. Anybody to tell you you don't have a right to defend yourself and your family is your sworn enemy.
Right.
That's just the way it is. They telling you they enemy by telling you you can't defend your family. The right to bear arms is called an inalienable right. That means that they're not supposed to abridge. Abridge means put rules and restrictions on it.
Right.
The only thing they can govern is for what they call the imbecile, the mentally unfit.
Right.
So if you haven't been to a psychiatrist to determine that you're the type of character that's insane enough not to shouldn't have a firearm, that's an individual by individual cases. But they can't blanket ban guns.
Right.
They can't. They're not even supposed to make you register your gun. That's called an abridgment of a right.
Go ahead.
That's an addendum to your right. That's saying you got the right as long as you follow my rules. That's not a right. That's a privilege.
Go
If you
ahead.
attach anything to a right, it's no longer a right. It's a privilege.
That's a fact.
Registration is an attachment to the right.
Right.
If you go talk to them good old boys, you will find out that they got just as much guns as the U.S. military, but you didn't know it,
Damn sure do.
right? We just started collecting guns in the dope era,
Right.
right? But we ain't got the type of guns that them good old boys been collecting the whole time they been here. They still got Gatling guns in barns out in Middle America
Yeah.
with full chain clips, and they know how to make their own bullets. So all they do is save the shells when they go practice shooting and remake them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Restring they belt clips. Man, they got guns from the wars that they was buying when they was coming back from overseas.
Yep.
Some of them was mailing foreign firearms, mid-range firearms back during all of the wars.
Boy,
They
my granddaddy did it.
Yep, they stopped them in. I think the Gulf War was the first war they wasn't allowed to send their enemy guns back as a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm talking about the first Gulf War in '91.
Yeah.
Because they found out that a lot of soldiers from our community had learned the rules to owning guns and started becoming collectors. When you a collector, they can't tell you how many guns you can collect, especially when you register, right? So the collector got wise, and he knew that it was guns that was made after a certain year. They don't have serial numbers, so you don't have to register the ones made before that year, right? And you classify them as an antique.
Go ahead.
Some of them you have to put a plug in the barrel. That means that it's non-fireable, and then you could classify it as a replica. But if war kick off, you could pull the plug out the barrel, put a couple of springs in it, and make it fully operational for combat.
Go ahead.
Right? The bikers know what I'm talking about. The truckers know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right? And they understand the need to be able to defend themselves on the open road. And they got a right to defend themselves on the open road, just like you got the right to defend yourself in your domicile.
Right.
Right? As soon as they try to usurp a right, they turn it into a privilege. You can't turn a right into a privilege. That's an abridgment of a right prohibited in the Constitution. The contract they wrote, the only reason why we had to have it in writing, because that motherfuckers won't follow the rules if you don't write them down. And then if you write them down, they're going to try to come up with addendums to the rule where they can change it at their whim. And if you go for it, turnabout fair play.
Yeah, they call it an act. It ain't no law, it's an act now.
Yeah, that's because they don't mean it. They just playing. They masquerading and playing the part. They not the actual people. They just the people playing the part of the people.
Go ahead.
Puppets. Marionette show. Right? And they protect themselves with angry sheep.
Right. Hey, we about at the hour mark, Raw. Hold on, let me share this.
Well, I got 15% left on my phone.
Yeah, okay, all right. We got a couple more minutes there. Hey, we'll take some questions from the crowd. Hey, y'all, if you got any questions for Chief Rod, drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. It's a lot going on the land right now. Like I say, I think that it looked like the tables are turning to where the stuff that was happening to us is now happening to them. Or the bad guys, you know.
All you got to do is keep watching. Get your popcorn. Don't participate in the shenanigans. Stay out them people way. The National Guard coming because Trump already announced it. Now remember, Elder, I told y'all that when they get ready to get rid of the police, what they had to do to secure the community?
Bring in the guards?
Yep. And they got to do it where? In the high crime districts, right?
Right. Chicago. Yep.
Right. So when they talk about bringing the National Guard to the black community, it's actually a good thing for us, but it's a bad thing for people like illegal policing.
Go ahead.
right? Because they can't take the police away because we conditioned to have them there without replacing them with somebody that's more cordial to us. And like I told y'all, the National Guard them and already trained to treat everybody like they family.
Right.
So the National Guard training is not foreign combat. It's can I help my neighbor training. You're not
Right.
there. You're not there to shoot a nigga in the back because he was running down the street. That's not your job is. Your job is when you see that old lady with them too many bags to carry across the street, you go help her.
Right.
Right? When you see that man going upside that lady head, you go help her.
Right.
Right? And because we conditioned to police and police calling, the dispatch is going to have to switch over to the National Guard because they're going to be having to send National Guard in because it ain't going to be no goddamn police.
Go ahead.
Right? Now, in the district communities or what we call rural areas, that's the sheriff can handle that. They have the sheriff's department in place that's capable of handling all of the counties.
Okay.
And the sheriff has the electoral right to deputize as many deputies as he needs to fulfill the function. All of the ones that want to stay in law enforcement need to go sign up with the sheriff and get the fuck off the police force before hell come down on their head.
Go ahead.
You know, that's the only way that you're gonna be able to remain in law enforcement and stay on the land. You're not gonna be able to be POLICE and remain on the land because they're a foreign agency with foreign interests. They don't have our interests. They not here to serve and protect us. Because they ain't never showed us no protective services over here except for CPS, and they can only come in to break families up and traffic children. Right? So they have no caring compassion for us. All they want to do is bust us upside the head, shoot us in the bed, shoot us on the street, shoot us on our feet. Wherever they catch us at, they want to kill us because it's warfare. It's not what people think. They've been lying the whole time. They don't belong here. Right? And you got proper people in place who took the oath to prevent them from doing the debauchery they doing, from doing the corruption they doing, from administratively asserting a foreign jurisdiction. That makes them domestic enemies when they from here and they work for a foreign agency. They all should be registered under the Foreign Agent Act and the Aiding and Abetting of the Enemy Act. What they call it, it's not called aiding and abetting the enemy. It's called working with the enemy or something like that.
Yeah. Trading with the enemy, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Trading with the Enemies Act.
Yeah.
Right. Now, they wanted to make Farrakhan register under the Trading with the Enemy Act in order for Muammar Gaddafi to put the wealth of Libya behind him. So why they can't force these fake ass police to register under the Trading with the Enemy Act for working for London? The London ain't our motherfucking government.
Right.
Our government's over here supposed to be tribal. And the tribal structure don't look too much different than the structure that they superimposed upon us. This is called, in the CIA lingo, the American corporation. It's called a cutout. Right? It's not our government. Them people is hostile forces on the land, hostile to the tribes, belligerent to the tribe. All we trying to do is inform the tribes of who don't belong here in order to get the imposters out. And these sheriffs better start treating people with some kindness and compassion, even if they locked up in their county jails, because the stuff they feed them in there, man, I wouldn't get that shit to my dog.
Man, burnt burritos, burnt cornflakes.
They do that on purpose because they call themselves teaching you a lesson. If you want to eat some decent food, don't come to jail. I understand it, but you can't be holding the tribes hostage on their own land and then giving them malnourished food.
Right.
Right. We understand that you may consider them. If they're not convicted, they're not even supposed to be treated as criminals.
Right.
They ain't been convicted of shit. They was arrested and accused of something. That don't mean that they actually the criminal.
That's fact.
Sometimes the people that's accusing them is the actual criminal.
Go ahead.
You know, so the criminal put the innocent person in jail, and you gonna make them suffer for coming to jail because the innocent motherfucker got locked up on the dirty motherfucker's word.
Right.
No, that's you. If you supposed to be innocent till proven guilty, you should treat a motherfucker like they innocent until proven guilty.
Nah,
You
I ain't gonna
shouldn't.
lie. Go ahead.
You shouldn't be under tents in Arizona in pink jumpsuits because you got locked up. You ain't been convicted yet.
Right.
If they want to, yeah. If they want you to be treated like a criminal, they should first convict you. Right. Otherwise, you treat a human like a human. You give him his human respect, his human dignity. You supply the nourishment if you're going to hold him in captivity, or you let him go out and get his own nourishment.
Right. Now, in the feds, you eat like a king, though, man. For breakfast, they give you eggs, grits, pancakes, and a honey bun, man.
You know
and
what that is?
oranges. Huh?
That's because you're close to the master house.
Okay, yeah. See, I go to the feds. Hey, the state time is hard time, man. You go to the feds, them boy wearing Rolexes. They got a pair of Jordans on. You know what I'm saying? He walking in there with a chain.
That's only in certain fed joints. They all ain't like that.
Yeah, I know. Like they all ain't like that. The one in Atlanta is though.
But you got Sing Sing, Marion, ADX. Them some miserable places to be.
Yeah, ADX. Yeah, hell yeah. Those spots right there. You damn sure right.
And look, they say we weak. You can't be weak and endure what Larry Hoover endured. You can't be weak. You can't be weak. You can't be weak and go through what Angel Bay been going through. You can't be weak when you're going through what Malachi York going through.
Right.
You can't be weak and go through what A-Trap Brown going through. I can always book his Muslim name, so I called him A-Trap Brown for the purpose of clarity. But you can't be weak and go through what Mumia went through.
All right.
They said our people are weak. You can't be weak and go through what Assata Shakur went through.
That's facts.
Right? You can't be weak and go through what John Africa and his family went through. And they still here after being bombed, imprisoned, murdered by the government, by the police.
Damn.
But the police ain't supposed to be our enemy, though. Right? They set us up. They fabricate cases like they did on Geronimo Pratt and Dick Tookie in order to give us the death penalty or lock us up for life. And few of us have a Johnny Cochran that's a bulldog on the case.
Right.
Most of the ones see the case, they want the case because they want the prestige, but they don't want to do the work required to break you free.
Right.
So they'll come on the whole press conferences and talk about everything they're going to do to help just to get their name recognition, but they don't end up helping in the end, but they end up getting a lot of referrals for a lot of cases to people that believe they can actually help them, and all they doing is bait and switch. Bait and switch.
Money.
Yep, it's all for the money. Sooner or later, though, we're going to have to snap out of the slumber. Because when enough of us see it, look, the change is going to be so sweet when enough of us is when we truly hit critical mass, because we apparently ain't hit critical mass, but we getting close. Getting close. When we hit critical mass, the shit going to switch so smooth, it's going to go from one day looking chaotic to the next day like, bam, everybody Gucci now. Yeah. Don't nobody gotta fight for a right to exist anymore. But we still got to go through process. And a lot of people become impatient because process, depending on how big the change, sometimes take longer than we wanted to. Right. But the process still process, and it just ain't moving as fast as we wanted to. I call it the slow falling building, because the people at the distance watching it fall, it look real slow. But the one trying to get from under it, he realized how fast that motherfucker falling while he trying to escape.
Right.
But
That's
the
right.
people that's at a distance saying, run, fool, run. And they see him. He chucking up. He running faster than Carl Lewis and the Olympics. But guess what? He can't outrun that falling building.
Go ahead.
It's falling too fast.
Go ahead.
The fall at the rate of the fall is faster than he can accelerate on his 2 feet. But to the people at a distance, by the building being so big, it looked like it's falling really slow.
Right. And those the police. They got cause my cousin, he a cop, right? And I talked to him, what I know, right? But it seemed like to me he indoctrinated under some kind of program. They programmed to just intimidate them, speak loud, say police, get on the ground. They got to be all belligerent and just. They teach you the cops to be belligerent, and they teach the cops to be intimidating. They teach them to be what they are. You know what I'm saying? They don't train them to be nice, and they train them for like warfare, pretty much.
Intimidation tactics,
Yeah.
threats and coercion.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Look,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't no Nature Boy fan, but the girl just come out with a video talking about how they set him up with the rape case. They always, when they don't have nothing to get you on, they always use some kind of sexual shit.
Right.
Because the allegation is more important than the actual event itself.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the allegation is the key and critical evidence of a rape. Right? So they can convince you that somebody a cult leader and you ain't had no choice, and originally you was all in. Now you got buyer's regret because you've been questioned by the police.
Right. Dang, that's so true, bro. That's so true.
Yeah. I got 5%, Elder.
All
Maybe
right, man.
one more question, and then we let it go.
We'll take one more question from the crowd. Y'all drop it in the chat. You want to show Rod some love? We got his cash app dropped in the chat, y'all. Well, hey, give me a good one. It says in the building. What's your perspective? I don't see what he asking though. Say, what's your perspective?
It's a IUIC in the building. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. It says it's Big Mama Empress.
She's not physically here with us anymore. Empress
Right.
Verdiasi. She died destitute in a nursing home in California, which is a damn shame.
I think her daughter, Wendy Washington, they got passed to her. But there's more than one Empress on the land. Empress Wendy is the Empress, standing Empress of the Washita. Wendy Washington, which is her daughter.
Yeah. So we have a Big Mama ranking system by blood right heirs. And the only person that had the same birthright capability of reclaiming the allodial title was Empress Redbird. Otherwise, we would have had to find the next heir. So first, the red house, Empress Verdiasi was under the red house.
Yeah, man, and make it do what it do. Big Chief, appreciate you, man. Peace and blessings. How you doing?
Oh man, we're taking it easy, going with the flow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, after that last one, man, the tribe been going crazy. I'm talking about the whole channel been going crazy about, that last conversation, man. So I told everybody, I'm gonna try to make it happen again as soon as possible. So, man, we here, we back, and I'm ready to get it in again, man. What you say?
I stay ready, don't get ready.
Yes, sir. That's what's up. So let me ask you this, because before we get deep into the topic at hand tonight, what would you consider to be an extraterrestrial experience? Like, have you had any that you, or what would you define that as? What would you classify?